Have you ever experienced this moment? You haven't said you're tired. You haven't mentioned it to anyone. You haven't slowed down enough for others to notice. And yet, your golden retriever already knows. They choose to stay closer. They move more quietly around you. They seem to wait, almost as if they're listening for something you never said. I've lived with golden retrievers for a long time, long enough to recognize this pattern when it happens. And I've come to understand something important. Your golden doesn't need you to explain when you're tired. They sense it long before words ever enter the picture. As people, especially as we get older, we're very good at pushing through. We tell ourselves we're fine. We say we'll rest later. We move out of habit rather than energy. But our bodies tell a different story. And golden retrievers pay close attention to that story. They notice the small things, a slower step, a deeper breath, the way you sit instead of standing. These changes may feel insignificant to you, but to a golden retriever, they speak clearly. There have been many days when I truly believed I was doing just fine. I wasn't sick, I wasn't upset, I was simply tired. And without a single word from me, my golden adjusted. He didn't ask for attention, he didn't bring a toy, he simply stayed. That's when you begin to realize, your golden isn't responding to what you say. They're responding to who you are in that moment. And once you notice it, you start to see it everywhere. The quiet understanding, the gentle presence, the way they seem to know exactly when to slow down with you. Golden retrievers notice tiredness in ways that surprise us, not because we announce it, not because we complain, but because tiredness changes how we exist in a space, and golden retrievers are always watching that. They notice when your movements lose their sharpness, when you stand up more slowly than usual, when you pause halfway through a step, when your shoulders drop instead of staying lifted. These things may feel small to you. To a golden retriever, they are signals. I've had days when I didn't feel especially worn out, at least not enough to say anything. I went through the motions, answered questions, did what needed to be done. But my golden noticed the difference. He stayed closer. He followed without rushing ahead. He didn't ask for more than I could give. Golden retrievers don't react to tiredness with worry. They react with adjustment. They lower their energy to meet yours. They soften their presence. They make the day quieter. One of the reasons golden retrievers notice fatigue so clearly is because they know your routine. They know how you normally move through the day. So when something shifts, even slightly, they feel it. You may think you're walking the same way, but to your golden, it's different. As people over 55, tiredness often shows up quietly. It's not always exhaustion. Sometimes it's mental fatigue, sometimes emotional, sometimes just the weight of years. Golden retrievers don't need to label it. They simply respond. They notice when your voice stays softer, longer, when conversation feels like effort, when silence feels more comfortable than talking. They don't fill that silence. They protect it. I've noticed that on tired days, my golden becomes more aware of space. He doesn't bump into me. He doesn't crowd me. He positions himself where he can be near without being demanding. That choice matters. Golden retrievers also notice when tiredness affects patience, when reactions slow, when responses soften. They don't test boundaries on those days. They seem to understand that your energy needs to be preserved. When my energy is low, my golden doesn't ask me to play. He doesn't bring toys. He chooses presence instead of activity. That's a form of emotional intelligence we don't always give dogs credit for. Golden retrievers don't just sense physical fatigue. They sense emotional drain. They notice when your attention drifts, when your thoughts feel heavier, when you're present but not fully engaged. And instead of pulling at you, they wait. Waiting is not boredom for a golden retriever. It's attentiveness. It's saying, I'm here when you're ready. There have been many afternoons when I sat down for a moment, and before I even settled, my golden had already found a quiet place nearby. Not touching, not asking, just there. Golden retrievers don't interpret tiredness as rejection. They don't take it personally when you don't interact. They understand the difference between not wanting anything and not having the energy right now. That understanding grows stronger over time. As years pass, they learn your patterns more deeply. They know when tiredness means rest, and when it means reflection. When I'm physically tired, my golden stays calm and close. When I'm emotionally tired, he watches more carefully. His attention sharpens. Almost as if he's checking in without interrupting. Golden retrievers don't try to fix tiredness. They don't distract you from it. They sit with it. And that's often what makes their presence so comforting. As humans, we often treat tiredness as something to push through, something to overcome. Golden retrievers don't see it that way. They treat tiredness as a signal to slow down. They remind us, without saying anything, that rest is part of life. Not a failure, not a weakness, just a need. I've noticed that on days when I feel worn down, my golden gives me permission to stop. Seeing him settle makes it easier for me to do the same, to sit longer, to breathe deeper, to let the day be quieter. Golden retrievers don't rush tiredness away. They stay present until it passes. They also notice when you try to hide fatigue, when you keep moving out of habit, when you push even though your body is asking for pause. They respond by staying close, as if offering quiet support. That kind of companionship becomes more meaningful as we age, when energy isn't endless, when rest becomes intentional. Golden retrievers don't judge those moments, they honor them. They don't need explanations. They read the body, they feel the energy, they respond with gentleness. Over time, you begin to realize something important. Your golden notices when you're tired, not because they're worried, but because they're deeply connected. They've been paying attention for years, and that attention shows up in the smallest ways. A slower walk, a quieter presence, a choice to stay instead of play. These aren't signs of boredom, they're signs of care. Over time, you start to understand something quietly reassuring. You don't have to explain your tiredness to your golden retriever. You don't have to say you've had a long day. You don't have to admit you're worn down. They already know. They notice the moments when your energy fades, when your movement's slow, when silence feels more comfortable than conversation. And instead of asking anything from you, they give. They give patience. They give space. They give presence without expectation. That kind of understanding becomes more meaningful as we grow older, when energy is limited, when rest matters. Golden retrievers don't treat tiredness as something to fix. They treat it as something to respect. They don't rush you. They don't pull you forward. They stay with you exactly where you are. If you've ever noticed your golden staying closer on days you felt worn down, walking more slowly beside you, settling quietly when you sit, that's not coincidence, that's connection. This channel exists to reflect on those quiet moments, the ones that don't make noise, but carry the most comfort. If this reflection felt familiar to you, you're welcome to let us know by giving the video a like. And if you'd like to continue spending time with stories like this, about golden retrievers and the gentle ways they care for us, you're very welcome to subscribe to the channel. No pressure, no expectations. Just a calm place to return to whenever it feels right. Because sometimes the greatest kindness is being noticed when you're tired and having someone choose to stay.